Hi, darling. What are we doing today?
Going to learn how to make olive oil with a master.
Ciao.
Buonasera.
Buonasera. It's all of us, and we're going to learn how to do olive oil just about now. Whoa, what is that? We got this. Baby, here in Tuscany. Have you seen the view? So many distractions, but you got to see the view. Hold on. That sunset. I am so grateful to be here. I really am. Ciao, Leda. Welcome to Dishin'it. How are you?
Oh, I'm so happy to be here.
I just am so excited, and I want the world to get excited about Il Faghetto, which is your farm, right? Am I pronouncing it right? So what's in the name Il Faghetto?
The name Il Faggetto comes from a tree. In Italy, we have a tree, but I think that you have also there. And the name in Italian is Faggio.
Like, is it the tree that I see in all of Italy, like the pine tree that looks like a little broccolini?
No,
Oh.
it's something that is like an oak, and a little fruit is something that can eat the wild pigs.
The Faggetto tree helps feed the wild pigs with its berries.
Yeah.
That is so cool. And that happens to be only 2 of those trees in your property.
Now, yes, because before we have a lot, but with the weather that is changed, is too hot and they need real cold, and so we try to maintain these 2.
You come from a history of olive growing family, and your father basically said, this is going bankrupt. You need to go study economics and become the brains of how to make this operational or find a different thing to do, and basically helped your family's farm survive.
My family have the olive trees from 3 generations, but in the different periods, my family used the olive trees only for the oil for the family and for friends. I was really sad because my father told me that won't cut all our olive trees because we spent a lot of money for them, but we don't have enough money for them from the oil. So he always tell me, you have studied economics, and so you know that you have to cut them. I have felt that I have found something that is what I want to really do.
So you have a variety of olives, and one of the varieties that you have is the Marconi. You have Francoia, you have
Lecchino, Moraiolo, and all the others that we have in Tuscany.
And Marconi special because it has a beautiful scent, aroma, the flower, that and the bouquet that it brings to the olive oil. Climate change is affecting your olives, especially the Marconi.
The climate has been a problem. The Morcone still now give us olives, and we have to do the best that we can do for maintaining this. And there are a lot of studies about this kind of tree because it's really particular. This is our oil, and it's completely different from the big companies, from the oil that come from the industrial way of working.
And how do you solve for that?
We use only organic for the trees, but we are trying to study our soil, because a lot of things that are good for them are in the soil and not in other places. This year we have changed the way that we use normally for work the soil, but because now we know that we have different microorganisms in English that live in different places here.
How do you learn so much about how to help your trees thrive? Like, do you have scientists? Do you have botanists, like geologists? Like, how does it work?
I can say that we are really lucky because we taken part of a big project that come from the University of Florence. So they come here, they take a little container with the soil, they analyze what we have, and they tell us what we have and what is good for the oil, for the trees or not. And with the different studies, at the end they found that the different soil in Tuscany, because this project is for all Tuscany, but different soil, different things in the oil. So we can really recognize the oil from the soil.
Basically then, big companies are trying to say that they are producing Tuscan oil, but the University of Florence is basically trying to find ways to actually authenticate what really truly comes from Tuscany, so that there's a distinction between what really is and what is chemically what is not, right? A good segue would be to taste the olive oil right now, because we've now talked about what is and what isn't, and now I'm curious to share with my audience and also to discern moving forward, become a better consumer and support Tuscany for its Tuscan authentic oil.
Thank you, and I'm ready. If you're
Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready, Leda. Let's do this. What do we look out for, Leda, when we are tasting olive oil? What are the things that we need to know?
For taste the oil, we need few things, simple but very important. The first, you are talking about the color. For the oil, the color is something that is not important for understand the quality. It's important only if you know the olives that has produced the oil. If you don't know this, don't look at the color. So if you can, don't
Forget
look
the color. We're gonna blindfold ourselves right now.
Okay. I take part of a panel. We are from 8 to 10 people. We are recognized from the law, and we have to tell if the oil that we taste is extra virgin or not. And for this, we use glasses like this. And the reason, because the glasses are blue, because we don't have to see the color. Because if we see the color, we can automatically think something, but we don't know if it's real or not. So don't look at the color. Don't buy the oil that is inside transparent bottles, because if a producer, a company won't show you the color, want that you think something about the color, but now you know that the color isn't important. You see green, you think, oh, it's green, it's new, it's good. No, because they...
You know what you're talking about? You're talking about, I am such a sucker for seeing colors and buying because the packaging looks cute. And I'm the type that if I see a beautiful bottle with gorgeous green olive oil coming out of a clear bottle, I'm like, okay. So I want you to know that I smelled all of them at the same time. I tried to warm them up. Yours smells beyond more vibrant than all of them. It's like punchy, and like you said, it's grass, and it's like robust and intense. That's what I feel like already just from smelling it. It was like my eyes opened up involuntarily. And then with these, I noticed that they were subtle. They hint at oil, you know, olive oil. They have a little greenness to them. So there's like an element of it. And one is really mild. Like I can't really smell much of it. So one has more smell. This one has a little bit less smell.
Yeah.
And I feel like, I believe like it looks like I think it's olives, right? Because I'm looking at the color. So, but nothing is like yours. Like yours is like, wow, hello.
You know that everyone in Italy tell and my oil is the best. So everyone will tell you always, my oil is the best. So not all the oils can be the best. The best oil is the oil that you like more.
We don't look at the color. We now smell nature. So what's the next thing that we need to look out for?
When we are sure that what we have smelled is natural, probably we can think that is extra virgin. But for be sure completely, we have to put a little bit of oil in our mouth, and we have to do this. Yeah. Perfect.
All right, that's the proper way of tasting it. Do we swallow it or do we leave it in the front of our tongue? Like, what's the deal?
In this way, we have the oil in the tongue and in all the mouth.
Okay.
And we will feel other two things that are important for the oil, that are the bitterness and the spicy. Because for consider the quality of the oil and if an oil is extra virgin or not, we have to know the flavor, the bitterness and the spicy. And not only in the mouth, the bitterness and the spicy. If we feel only bitterness and spicy, okay. But if we find something more, we have a sensation of something that is bad, also if you don't know the name, is sure that the oil is not extra virgin. Okay?
Okay. So we're looking for bitter and spicy. If it tastes worse than that, it's not extra virgin olive oil. And if it does not have spicy and it's not bitter, it is also not an extra virgin olive oil. All right. So I'm going to try the other two and leave yours for last. What do you think?
Okay.
Okay. So the nose is, it's it's milder. It feels like it's like olives. I tried to warm it up. I'm going to do the taste testing that you said. It is not bitter and it is not spicy.
Oh, okay. It's not a good thing.
It's not a good thing.
No.
All right, let's try number two. One of them hails to have like olives from Portugal and Spain, and we'll see. Again, the nose isn't really that. This is the milder one. I'm already scared. It is not bitter and it is not spicy.
Oh, again.
A little bitterness. A little bitterness.
You feel the bitterness here at the end of your tongue.
I did not. I just felt it in the back of my throat.
Yeah.
But not here.
At the end here. No?
So not good?
I don't know.
All right, we're going with yours now. Most vibrant, most green in nature. Yep, I felt it everywhere. Here, here, here. I'm still feeling it all the way to the front of my mouth. It's beautiful.
I'm happy.
But there's nothing wasted in your farm. Everything is sustainable, right? From the branches to the pits. So what do you do with all of that? How does that all go back to your land?
The first thing that seems that we don't use in the process are the leaves, because when we pick the olives, we have the leaves that fall down and we can have oil from the leaves. Here in Tuscany, the old farmers tell that if you add leaves to the oil, you have an oil that is more spicy, but it's something that is not real. My grandmother, if taste the oil and is really spicy, tell me how many leaves were there. Still now. And I tell her, we don't use the leaves. No, I am sure. Oh, okay. In Italian, the word is pacciamatura, is something that we use for the warmth of the tree during the winter. The other things that we have from the process are the water and the skin and the pulp and the pit. With the pit, we try to keep the pit from the other things that are the skin, the pulp and the water, and we use this for our warm during the winter. Is a very good green energy, because in this way we have a green fire, we can say, something at the end like pellet, and we use for our warm. And with the other thing that is skin, pulp and water, the name in Italian is sansa, we use for the fertilization of the trees.
So the skin and the pulp of the olives are then used as fertilizer.
Yeah.
And then the pit is used for heating, for green,
Yes. Yeah. Perfect.
recyclable, renewable heating, right?
Yeah.
That's all ingenious to me. And the fact that you're able to do that and to make that happen is what fascinated me the most when I saw it in person. And I just love the idea of all of that sustainability. But it's funny because as I was, when you go to Italy, you always just assume that everybody's creating excellent quality olive oil and everybody is sustainable, but that's not the case. What do you want to leave behind?
Because before that day, I decide that I want to do this. I want try to keep the olive trees. If you try to keep a little bit of your time for see what you have all around, and we are lucky. And only in this way you can understand that the simple things are the most important things. If we start from the simple things, we can also do things that are not so little and not so simple, but remember that come from something that is really simple and that you have to respect.
You're trying to impart on your children a sense of simplicity in the beauty of what they already have and the rich soil of Tuscany, so that they could remember what home is to them, so that they could know that yes, you can build upon this and create bigger dreams than what you have in front of you. But let's not forget that it's all about home, connection, the blood, our oil. You have done beautifully. I'm so thankful that you are here, and it's just so inspiring. And to that, I want to say thank you. Thank you for opening up your home, for teaching us how to make beautiful food, for reminding us of what the value of what it is to live for in life, which is connection and family. So thank you, Leda, so much for taking of your time today, for being here on Dishin'it, for taking a chance in celebrating love, the diversity of your cultivars and olives, and for the pursuit of creating something wonderful that the world can now take with them and hopefully have them in their home and know how special it is. So thank you so much for being on Dishin'it.
Thank you so much. I wait to you here again. Thank you.
Thank you, darling.